All right, I'm with Orange football head coach Fritz Hessenthaler. Coach, coming in year 2 for you here at the program. So starting there, just want to see what's it been like coming in for your second year. How's the offseason this time been different than that first year last year?
Well, it's been absolutely incredible to see the growth of the kids. Last year, we wound up starting 18 sophomores and a freshman on varsity. We had a total of 3 seniors last year. So obviously those 3 graduated. Now all those sophomores are becoming juniors. We've had a year in the weight room. Their squats went up 150 pounds. Their bench up 75 by now, and cleans up about 85 if you average all the kids. So last year we played weak. This year I think we have a great opportunity to play strong, and obviously more experience as well. So we're really looking forward to it, just to see the progression of the kids and the athletes.
Yeah, and with the growth you've seen physically and mentally, right, in these kids this offseason, what's kind of the biggest area of growth you expect to see on the field from last year to this year?
Just what we talked about, physicality. I'm a physical type football coach. That's what I like to do. I'm not an air raid guy at all. I like to run the football, and up front we run a 4-front, and we try to control the line of scrimmage. And I was asking kids to do things they weren't able to do last year, and I don't know how else to do it. That's just who they hired in me. I think if you would ask any football coach in America, they'd rather have the stronger team if you had a choice, weaker or stronger. And we've addressed that issue. So that's the thing I'm looking forward to, just to see how much we kind of caught up and if we passed anybody.
Yeah, and like I said, and you said it, right? You're a run-heavy team. Saw you guys last year. You played Seaforth, and exactly what you guys were. I know Marcus, Caden, Jackson, those are your pillars of your offense in the production in the backfield as well. I know your line is very important, but with those 3, what's kind of the biggest things you kind of want them to improve on or add to their game this season, especially in that run game?
Right. Well, as far as the running backs, we got to get in behind our blockers a little better. I think before I got here, they kind of created space where I don't mind the phone booth, so to speak, and that means our backs got to get in behind certain people and trust and make them blockers. And I think they're all getting a little bit better at that. Of course, today you see us working on 7-on-7. That's important too, certainly defensively. And it's a completely different look when we run our offense because linebackers will be up 3.5 yards deep instead of 6 like they were today. So obviously our play action stuff doesn't work great against 7-on-7 because there is no run game. So again, it's interesting. I really love the group of kids. They're great kids. And they give me another group to be able to kind of bring along, and I'm almost like a grandpa now. Before I was kind of like a dad coach, but now I'm pretty old, so I'm more like a grandpa. A little bit old school, and some of them they're struggling with a little bit, but that's kind of what I believe in. And we're starting to love each other as a group and respect each other, and that's really important for me moving forward. Any relationship, there's a coach-player relationship, and that's extremely important. It's overlooked today. People look at kids as a player or a wide receiver or a running back, and I look at them as people, to be quite honest. That's my job, develop people. So that's what I'm looking forward to just to see their development as not only football players, maturity, and when life slaps you in the face, what are you going to do? And that's exciting for me.
Yeah, and then you mentioned too, right, how young the team is. It still is, right? I think it's talking to one of your coaches, only like 1 senior that's been
that was
coming
out here today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who have been emerging as the leaders from last year and also coming into this year?
Our quarterback, our center, we got a couple linebackers. To be quite honest, that group, that sophomore group from last year, there's quite a few leaders in it. And I haven't named any captains yet. And I do name my captains. I don't vote. It's not a popularity contest. I observe my team and my family. And I'm gonna ask the kids to lead that I think are doing things right. So I'm not prepared to answer that type of question, but I can say I'm going to have to choose this year. Last year was kind of like there's a couple kids I had it because it's all I had, and now it's there's going to be choices to be made because we've had it over a year now. I think we're sitting about 13 months since me and my staff came in, and we have attendance from going all the way back to that. And I've got a few kids that haven't missed a thing in over a year, so you got to look at them, and they do things right when they're here too. So just looking forward to the offensive line, defensive line, the whole group maturing. Like I said, our quarterback's doing a really good job learning the offense and running it as well. But, I can say there's quite a few leaders on the team at this point, because the way you lead is you do things right. And it's not all about talk. It's about showing and doing and being ready to go. And there's quite a few of them now.
Yeah, and I also want to ask defensively, I know how good 7-on-7 is for your team on that aspect. Looking at your defensive line, defensive backs, and linebackers as well, who are you kind of expecting to be the guys you can lean on and can expect to constantly make plays on the defensive end this year?
Any 4-2-5 is predicated around those backers making tackles. The front has to make their plays. So not necessarily they never make tackles or sacks, but they got to set everything up for that second level. And, it's like everybody else's defense. You got a front who's responsible for the run and the pass rush, and then you got the linebackers who's supposed to back up the line. A lot of people don't even quite understand the very simplistics of it, and the DBs don't get burnt deep. And again, I don't necessarily want to name names right now, because last year I was at a point where I was almost begging kids to play, and that's just not the case anymore. And I've got kids competing for jobs, and I'm not even quite sure who the starters are yet. Now, I do it in most positions, I know, but there's still a few jobs open on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and last question I want to ask with that, I mean, I know you said last year it was a different program, right? You got kids trying to get them out here, young team, but now, at the end of that season, you guys won 3 of your last 4.
Yes.
So it's pretty positive momentum there. You saw that last year. How was that kind of carried over into the offseason, and how are you guys looking to, kind of build off that energy going into start the
just
season?
Just what you said, my kids are mentally tough at this point. Not many teams go 0-7 and win their last 3 regular season games. Most teams fell apart by then, and they're just not going to win. So that speaks very, very highly of their capabilities mentally and hanging in there and being tough. So, just really looking forward to the season, and just like every other coach in America, praying for no injuries and just being able to teach them throughout the year.
Gotcha. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Good luck this season.